I woke up in the morning, I say I need one of those. They got me trying all they clothes. They got me trying all they clothes. I swear to God, I never wear a dress.
What's good, YouTube? Wherever you're watching this video, I appreciate you for spending your time right here, right now. In today's video, I'm going to be explaining why women are attracted to hyper-masculine, handsome men. Before we get into the video, I want to say I appreciate all the new supporters and all the supporters who've been here from the start. Welcome to the channel if you are new, and let's get straight into this video. Now, the first reason women are attracted to hyper-masculine, handsome men is the media. Let me explain. Women have been viewing certain things in the media that portray men in a certain light. For example, in the movies, you've got the nerd who's smart, who's caring, who buys her flowers. What happens to him? He gets stuffed in the lockers. Then you've got the Chad, you've got the Tyrone, who's got the muscles, who's got the girls, who's got a hyper-masculine look. He's attracted all the women. So subconsciously, women are going to believe this type of guy who's the Chad, Tyrone, looks a certain type of way. They're going to believe that this is the better guy because the guy who's a nerd, caring, gives her flowers. What do we see happening to him? He's getting wedgies, he's getting stuffed in the lockers. The Chad and Tyrone, who's a certain way, who presents hyper-masculine traits, we see him with all the females. So subconsciously, this is going to program young women to want to go for this type of guy and find this guy more attractive. Especially within the black community. I'm going to talk from personal experience and anecdotal experience. You need to realize that in the black community, anytime they push an image of a hyper-masculine black man, it's usually a thug, it's usually a gangster, a gangbanger, and a no-good person. It's just someone who's a nuisance to society. So you need to realize that when these images are being pushed onto black people, what happens? You see black women start going for these type of men. And it's so bad to the point where you have black men, young black men, trying to portray the role of a gangster and a thug just because that's what they see that women in the black community are attracted to. So when people look at the black community, people who are outside of the race, they just be thinking we're coming out of the womb just a bunch of gangsters. No, a lot of these young black men are seeing black women in their community go for these hyper-masculine men who are portrayed as gangbangers, etc. So they try to then portray that image. A lot of the times you don't see the hyper-masculine black guy who goes to work, comes back, provides for his children. They don't present that hyper-masculine black man to the world. But the hyper-masculine black man that they do present is the gangster and the thug. So this causes young black men to want to portray this. And a lot of the times we see the woman going for this type of man. And then later on in life, we'll see them going for the guy who has higher earning potential later on in life compared to when he was young. You need to realize that a lot of the times, the media is controlling what women are attracted to. Now, the second reason women are attracted to hyper-masculine, handsome men is decision making. Unless a woman has been corrupted by modern day feminism, most of the time, she's going to want a strong masculine leader who's able to make decisions on the spot and he's able to stand behind the decisions he makes. Women know that if they go for more of a liberal, feminine type of guy, he can be influenced. If he makes a decision, a woman could come along and influence him to change his decision. And women are not attracted to that type of man. Even though a woman might look at a hyper-masculine, handsome guy as toxic and he doesn't want to listen, he's not open to criticism, and he just stands on the decisions he makes, a lot of the times they might find him toxic, but they will have a certain level of respect for that type of guy because he's able to make a decision and stand on it. Whereas if you go for more of a feminine guy as a woman, she knows that he's not going to stand on his decisions. And that's very dangerous to have a man like that because a man like that could put you and the family in a dangerous situation. So women are naturally attracted to men who can stand on decisions that they make. Now, the third and final reason women are attracted to hyper-masculine, handsome men is biology. Now, due to modern day convenience, women don't necessarily have to go for the biggest guy in the world anymore because there's stuff like guns and police. But back in the day, these things didn't exist. So naturally, women had to go for the guy who was dominant, aggressive. There wasn't no such thing as toxic masculinity back then. Matter of fact, the woman would probably prefer if you were toxic back then because you have traits of a guy who can protect and provide, which was much needed back then because there wasn't police, there wasn't guns. So a lot of the time when you see women going for hyper masculine, handsome men, is due to their biology. It's the same way how we as men, we see a woman that's a hoe or a promiscuous woman, we don't necessarily want to go for that type of woman because back in the day, there wasn't paternity test, etc. So we had to make sure a woman wasn't promiscuous before sleeping with her and having a baby with her so we can ensure that the baby was ours. So this is due to biology at the end of the day. I appreciate every single one of you guys for watching this video. Wherever you did watch this video, I hope you have a blessed day and take care of yourself. I'm out.